Hello everyone, and welcome to my Young and Restless official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Here are several reasons why Audra Charles's plans for Kyle Abbott and Claire Newman's romance might endure, as the Young and the Restless spoilers indicate that Mama Bear Diane Jenkins Abbott might save the day. Fans of YNR are aware that Diane has previously expressed apprehension about whatever Victor Newman may be planning for Kyle. This is particularly relevant now that Diane is aware that Victor recruited Audra and obviously plans to use her in some way against Kyle. Kyle worries that Audra might have a game-changing product at Vibrante and start to compete with them. Kyle is so concerned about it that he is attempting to approach Audra in order to determine whether or not she is bluffing. Diane, on the other hand, is more worried that Kyle would overcommit himself and make things more difficult for him and Claire. When Claire protests Kyle's Audra plot over the week of May 19th to 23rd, things will definitely get messy between them. Since Kyle is unwilling to compromise, he will most likely stick to his guns and either disregard Claire's wishes or simply carry out his plan behind her back. The relationship between Kyle and Claire could be jeopardized by either choice. The warning signs in Diane's mind will continue to get louder. According to teasers for The Young and the Restless, Diane will worry about Kyle's poor decisions and might feel compelled to step in. Diane will want to see Kyle's life upended once more because he has re-established his relationship with his parents and found happiness with Claire. Diane may be preparing for some daring actions because she has shown that she will stop at nothing to defend her son. Audra may be overconfident in her ability to carry out her plan for Victor, but she believes she has everything under control. It's likely that Audra's plan to separate Kyle and Claire will encounter some unexpected obstacles. If Diane decides to probe around and discover what Audra is really up to, she might definitely get in the way. Is Diane able to step in before Audra ruins Claire and Kyle's relationship? Diane should do more than just talk about remodeling the mansion and lamenting her lack of acceptance as an Abbott. Since Diane is fundamentally a cunning person, she must get her hands dirty and, ideally, stop Audra in her tracks. Perhaps Diane's maternal side will ultimately safeguard Claire and Kyle's future. That might bring awful news to Audra and enrage Victor to no end. Stay in for more on what it means for Audra, as spoilers for The Young and the Restless indicate that Diane will undoubtedly become obsessed with keeping Kyle safe. Let's discuss what this update on Kyle Abbott and Claire Newman's love lives means, as spoilers for The Young and the Restless indicate that Summer Newman may have found herself a handsome Italian boyfriend. Nick Newman and Phyllis Summers discussed Summer's search for a new creative director, a male designer who happens to be super hot, in the May 15th show. Summer's frequent lunches with this young Italian beauty enchanted Phyllis, who said her daughter needed a little eat, pray, amore in her life. Nick acknowledged that this would serve as a useful diversion, but he cautioned that whoever is in charge of this hotspot had best not be playing Summer. The idea here is that Summer is currently hanging out with a pretty Italian guy in Milan, but Phyllis accepted and came off as a little crazy as she displayed her protective side. There's a chance that this off-screen beauty will wind up dating Summer, which would allow her to travel more frequently. This new creative director probably has relatives and friends back home that he would like to see even if he moves to Genoa City. As a result, Summer might begin dividing her time between GC and Milan. YNR will need to come up with reasons to keep Alison Lanier off-screen since she left the program. It would make sense for Summer to have an Italian boyfriend to keep her occupied, and it might even lead to further travels to Italy with Harrison. Summer might occasionally be in Genoa City as well, although it's only indicated that she's with Harrison or at the workplace. Although it's not ideal, YNR can find a way to make it work. In any event, Claire and Kyle may be thrilled about Lanier's departure and Summer's possible new partner. Summer is unlikely to threaten Kyle's relationship with Claire in any way the longer his ex-wife remains out of the picture. That's fortunate because Victor Newman's disdain and his breakup scheme with Audra Charles have already given Claire and Kyle enough drama. According to spoilers for The Young and the Restless, Phyllis will undoubtedly keep viewers updated on any further changes in Summer's romantic life, so pay attention. This raises the query, are we going to see the return of a bitter rivalry, or is Phyllis poised to replace Sharon Newman in Nick's life? Nick Sharon wants more, so put her in the friend zone. As co-parents and former lovers, Nick and Phyllis have a long history together, but their friendship has suffered in the wake of Sharon's recent problems. Since the main focus of YNR has been on Sharon and Nick's close bond, fans have been wondering if they may resume their romance. Despite his repeated attempts to help Sharon, Nick made it plain in an open conversation before their vacation to Europe that he just sees her as a friend. Sharon, however, is adamant about holding on to the hope that she will finally persuade him to reconsider. Now that they are back from their family's trip to London, she keeps stressing how wonderful the time together was. Sharon became envious upon witnessing him with Phyllis. In the May 16th episode, Sharon's jealousy was evident as she witnessed Nick and Phyllis enjoy a sweet moment. Sharon found it difficult to control her wrath, and Phyllis appeared to be experiencing the same stress. The tenuous harmony between Phyllis and Sharon may not last long as Nick stepped in to help her in her hour of need. Even though they came to an understanding following their terrifying ordeal together, both women are already headed toward rivalry once more. The question now is, what will be the trigger that pushes them back into conflict? Nick might be the one to rekindle Sharon and Phyllis's animosity. Read this, spoilers for the young and the restless, the truce will probably end because Summer never returns and Jet to GC misses over the Atlantic. Given that Phyllis and Sharon have been at war over Nick for years, it seemed inevitable that some sort of conflict will break this tenuous ceasefire. Sharon would surely be furious if it seems like Phyllis is attempting to regain her position, regardless of whether she has any possibility of rekindling her romance with Nick. Things will only become worse if Phyllis and Nick do wind up dating again. Will Phyllis make a daring move for Nick, provoking Sharon's wrath in the process, or are we ready to witness the breakdown of Sharon and Phyllis's truce? As Sharon and Phyllis work to keep their peace, disturbing developments could be ahead, according to upcoming teasers, so stay tuned for more information on the upcoming drama. Kyle goes too far. Diane sounds the alarm, Newman bash ends in chaos. Collision. Kyle's reckless move shocks Diane, Newman party turns ugly. Police car light YNR 2-week mayhem, Kyle's spiral begins, Diane freaks out. Fire. Genoa city erupts. Kyle's dangerous choice, Newman party explodes. Warning. Diane's worst fears realized, Kyle's decision stuns everyone. Balm. YNR spoilers, Kyle's downward spiral, Newman party disaster ahead. Astonished face. Diane's panic mode activated, Kyle's move could destroy everything. Party popper. Newman party scandal, Kyle's mistake rocks Genoa city. Broken heart. Kyle breaks Diane's heart, Newman family's dirty secrets leak. Fire. YNR 2-week shockers, Kyle's fallout begins, Newman party explodes in betrayal. Sally and Nick's love story melts hearts, Daily YAPP reveals all. Warning. Sally and Nick's connection leaves Sharon and Adam shaken. Fire. Sally and Nick, Genoa city's new power couple? Flushed face. Fans react to Sally and Nick's deepening bond, what's really happening? Broken heart. Are Sally and Nick too good to last? Daily YAPP drops bombshells. Red heart. Sally and Nick, healing each other or hiding the pain? YNR shocker.